right. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're live. Everybody, this is Boutique. Just doing a little sound check real quick. Everybody, welcome. This is your host, Boutique, and welcome back to Open Mic Oslo. I'm looking at myself in the camera, and I feel like I look like I am recording live from some underground cavern, and the apocalypse has hit, and I'm just going to kill the music. Yeah, we're going to bring it down. I hope you've been jamming out a little bit if you're watching. I'm aware, I know, that Open Mic this week is quite empty. The set list is empty. The chat room is empty. We have 3 people watching right now. Fantastic. That's great. But that's not what it's about. It's about us just hanging out and having a good time and getting the word out to the people. So, and maybe, who knows, maybe you'll be watching this in the future at some point. Today in the studio, also definitely on the list, we got Matt. He'll be coming up in a little bit. And some other people hopefully will be joining in a little bit. But, you know, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And I'm not going to lie, it has not been easy for the world in general, the people of the world. Man, coronavirus, craziness. People have been locked down, stressed out, losing their jobs, unemployed, angry. It's like a pot just waiting to boil. And I know this is not always why we come to Open Mic to like talk about these kinds of things, but of course it's important. It's part of the world. And we sing songs and we're musicians and we're artists, and this is the stuff we write about. And particularly tonight, I think last time we were here 2 times ago at the Questathon, we were raising, we're starting to add in some causes to our playlist here, things that we're just trying to raise awareness for and find and raise money for. And I know it's tough times for everybody, so don't even think about feeling bad if you don't got any money to donate. And if you're not interested in these causes, just enjoy the music. But this is stuff that I'm interested in, and maybe some other people are. But so tonight, in lieu of the craziness that's happening in the United States, I mean, craziness happening in the United States, really what's new, but it's just gotten off the chain. I mean, on top of the coronavirus, society has decided to double down. And again, like it's happened so many unfortunate times before, there's been a lot of racist action going on, and we totally say fuck that shit here at Open Mic. And many people are saying fuck that shit around the world. So the George Floyd case, of course, the world knows about it now, and there's mass protests and demonstrations and riots happening in the United States. And this is something that is just really mind-blowing, bumming me out. But at the same time, it's stuff that you can just kind of expect to happen in times like these, because we have a big problem in America and around the world, but especially in America, with racism, discrimination. I mean, it's been happening forever, and we can talk more about that at some point, maybe on the Progressives Abroad podcast. But nonetheless, right now, there's a lot of people suffering, not only because they don't have health insurance in the United States, but now maybe because they've been arrested. Many people have been arrested unjustly, just because they're out peacefully protesting, because they're out demonstrating. They happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. They happen to be that have the color of skin that makes them unfortunately discriminated against more than other people, and they've ended up in jail, and they're waiting to get bailed out. And bail is something that a lot of people in a lot of countries don't even understand. The fact that you can get put in jail and they won't let you out simply because you don't have enough money to pay to get out. So there's an organization, it sounds totally insane. There's a lot of YouTube videos that you can watch about it that explain it very well. But let me just say, it's fucked up that you can get stuck in jail for the weirdest of reasons, and you can't get out. You might be stuck there for 6 months, 2 years, and just because you can't pay to get out. It's because we have a for-profit prison system, for-profit incarceration system in the United States. It's totally messed up and should be banned. Last month, it should have never existed in the first place. But anyways, so we're raising money for this organization called Yeah, it's called the. Actually, it's called actually. Wait a second. Bail. Yeah, I am now. I'm forgetting what it's called. Unfortunately. Oh man, Boutique's had a hard time this week mentally. Anyways, what is this organization called again? Oh, yeah, this is kind of embarrassing, but whatever. Whatever. I got it together. You've seen it in the. You've seen it in the in our group. Boutique. Come on, man. I think Boutique. Oh yeah. Yeah, the Bail Project. This is so easy. The Bail Project. I've been saying this all week. I've been donating money to this thing all week. The Bail Project is very simple. Now, what's amazing? Now, I know more about the Bail Project than I can remember its name. So, what's amazing about the Bail Project is they there's a lot of these organizations that help people get bailed out of jail that are at risk. Now, and there's a lot of criteria to how they choose people who are at risk. So it's a lot of people who their cases, for example, are obviously unjust and they're just being held there because of the profit that they're trying to make off the people. There are people that are at high risk because they're of the LGBTQ community. There's people that are high risk. For example, right now, they're particularly focusing on the COVID-19 outbreak. And so they're getting people out who don't need to be there. Obviously, you're going to get off, or elderly. They're at some high risk population. And they're just trying to keep the jails cleared out at this point because we have this pointless bail system. Anyways, I'll play a video on it in a little bit. But for now, I guess we should play some songs. Let's just get Matt in here real quick. How you doing today, Matt? Matt's in the house. I'll just put Matt on the screen real quick. Yeah, Matt's in the house. Thanks, Matt, for joining us. Matt is an open mic hero, and really one of my best friends in town, and one of my favorite people to see play at open mic. So, how are you doing, Matt? Amidst this, the people want to know how you're doing amidst the weird lifestyle that we're living right now. Yeah, no, it's interesting. So a lot of people don't know, but here in Oslo right now, and I'm gonna talk about this tomorrow when I do the Progressives Abroad live stream. But we can get into it a little bit here. Oh, just a second, Matt. I hear that we can't hear you. Okay, just a second. Are you? No, you're not muted. Let me see what's going on here. I got some feedback. Let's see. I'm gonna check it out real quick. I'm gonna check it out. All right. Strange. Just a second. Matt, you're not muted. This is the show. Weird. Why? Just a second. All right, all right, everybody, we're having technical difficulties. We'll be back in just a moment. Enjoy the slideshow.
Are you sure that you can't hear me on the live stream? What even is that? What's changed? What have we done?
All right, howdy, partners. And we are back. All right, great. Thank you so much for bearing with us. And our total of 5 viewers. I see we lost one viewer. Damn it, that was 20% of our audience. Yeah. And so, okay, everybody, welcome back to Open Oslo. We are having good old down home open mic tonight, and I'm back with Matt. We were just talking a little bit about what's happening here in the world, what's happening in Oslo before we get started. So everybody, there's a big protest or demonstration happening here in Oslo tomorrow. It's very interesting. There's big protests and demonstrations happening all around the world, and I don't know about you. I don't know. This is something I've been thinking about a lot because it's something we talked a lot about here on Open Mic, and we talked about it last time with Border Kindness and raising money for the refugees who are trying to get over the border and they're having health trouble with coronavirus. And it's it's a very tough time, I think, because in one way, I think a lot of people out there, they feel the need, the desire, the urge to go out, but at the same time, it's still Corona time. You know, what do you think about that, man?
Yeah, I think in terms of the way people are behaving, it's as if it was just everything's back to normal, except for the restrictions in restaurants. The way people are acting is it's as if nothing's happening. And so yeah, loads of people want to go to this protest on Friday, which is understandable. I want to go there too.
Yeah, me
But
too. Yeah.
yeah, it is a bit of a dubious thing, really. It's a bit of a weird situation.
Yeah, it's very weird. I mean, I think it's tough for a lot of people, and um, I think I'm hoping that I'm just sending this message out to people. I'm hoping if you do go out, please remember that things are not normal right now. We are under very particular and special circumstances right now where, like, I mean, in United States, I totally understand. United States is a place where we really do have some supreme oppression coming down from the government and supreme oppression coming down from cops. And I mean, I'm not even going to make comparative stories, but I'm just going to say I've been there before with the police, and Lord only knows people, man, African Americans. I don't even need to speak for them. I'm just saying they have the toughest time in America. So in America, it's very warranted that people are just fucking fed up and that's it. Um, and I just hope people are gonna try as hard as they possibly can to keep your distance and just protest in wise and peaceful ways, so that we don't pass coronavirus because it's gonna, man, I'm just really worried. I'm really concerned about it. I'm really concerned that there's gonna be
Yeah, I
more
mean, we're torn,
outbreaks.
aren't we? It's like there is a need to protest right now. We need sort of to fight against these injustices, but it's just not.
It's
We're just in very strange circumstances, aren't we?
very strange circumstances, and I mean, I think I'm not. I don't think that we have the answer like sitting here right now, but I think it's maybe good that we're just mentioning this because I have a feeling that a lot of people might be feeling the same way. If you, I mean, I would be, I would, to me, is very alarming is that I feel like there's people that don't aren't thinking about this. Like they're just thinking, um, oh, just a second. I think it's the fan. I think I worry that there are people that aren't thinking about this, that the life is kind of over now. You know, the Corona life is over, and now we're just back to good old times. But it's not. We got to be careful, people. We got to be careful. Anyways, let's get this show on the road. Oh, hey Sumit, welcome back to the show. Yeah, Sumit will be joining us. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I just got a bit confused with the timing, so
That is okay. Welcome to the show. So we're gonna get. I think we're gonna start the playing some music now, and we'll have some videos coming up, and we're gonna get this show on the road. Here we go. I'm just gonna. I'll play a few songs, and then I guess we'll have some other people up next. Are you? Is everybody ready to rumble?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Hey, everybody! Don't forget to look in the Facebook group to donate if you can to the Bail Project. Play a few songs. What's nice about nights like this where we don't have so many performers is we can get to touch with some of our performers in deeper tunes. I wrote this song 5 years ago. And I think that, man, it's so relevant now. I don't really like this feeling I get when I feel this way. I seem to forget why I feel this way, or anyway, at all. And I don't really like these thoughts in my head when they crawl inside, when I'm lying in bed and I'm paralyzed in the spider web of all. Oh, oh, oh. And the rain keeps falling and the open road is calling, or rather it is screaming out my name. And I justify to live a life wrapped up inside blankets at night and claim to make a change the coming day. All we really want is silence, but the world keeps forcing us to talk, and every day it's got us running around. Just look at the world, decaying so fast. There's mountains of trash, the air is black, and throw your hands up there and you might get shot. Not forget about just who I am. The sea, the sun, the sky, the sand. Waste another dreary, soggy day in this frozen land of Arctic wind, where the sun is low and the ice is thin, and human nature plays its masquerade. It doesn't matter if we're gonna pay, it's more a matter of time. It's more a question of how we're gonna pay for these unjustifiable crimes. And the rain keeps falling and the open road is calling. Rather it is screaming out my name. And I justify to live a life wrapped up inside blankets at night, playing to make a change the coming day. And I wonder just exactly how we'll pay. All right, thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you very much, open mic people out there. Thank you very much. I hope everybody's doing nice. I hope you're sitting back and relaxing and enjoying yourselves just a little bit. Don't forget to share our live stream. If you want to join, just join the event. You can look for the Zoom link and hop on in. Let's play a few more songs. Just a second. I can't feel the rain on my face, but I can feel the sunshine in this dark place. And though it may seem I'm talking about myself, I'm talking about this world, and this world's up for sale. And it can seem futile when you try to explain, and the people closest to you, even they think you're insane. And maybe they agree that the story needs to change, but it's all business as usual, and the song remains the same. There's got to be another way. We had to make a choice. Gotta stand up right now for those without a voice. So why have we set the bar so low in exchange for what is right or our lives? We throw our hands up at the sight for someone's struggle and their plight, but can't you see that that's our fight? We throw our hands up at the sight, someone's struggle and their plight. Can't you see that that's our fight? can't give up this easy. We know we need to change, and we gotta make it right. The song can't remain the same. The time that rises now, 'cause we're killing off ourselves, consuming our last bite, and forever say goodnight.
Whoa! I can't clap because I've got my hands full.
Ah, I got your hands full of some beers. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Open Mic World.
That's great, nice song.
It was very nice.
Thanks, man. Thanks, everybody. It was some new boutique material that I'm working on. All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks to everybody who's watching. I see we got some more watchers now. Feel free to jump in on the stream. Don't forget that we're raising money tonight for the bail project to get people who were senselessly put into jail out of jail rather than having them rot in jail. Every little bit counts. Yeah. I think I'll play another song or two, and then we're going to turn it over to some more of the fantastic musicians that are joining us tonight. How's that sound, everybody? Yeah.
Woo.
It's going down. Open mic. All right, everybody. Oh, I did get a request from one of the listeners that the other people in the Zoom chat to mute your microphones when, because apparently the microphones were on or something. I don't know. All right. Because they could hear you. All right. Okay, I can hear some people's microphones on. Please mute your microphones. All of you crazy people in the Zoom. Freight train, gone so fast. Freight train, gone so fast. Please don't tell them what train I'm on, or they know just which way I've gone. So when I'm dead and in my grave, no more good times here I crave. Rest the stones at my head and feet and tell them all that I've gone to sleep. One more place I'd like to be. One more place I'd like to see. That good old river named the Appalachia. That's where I'd like to be. Let's break it down now. All right.
Whoa.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks to all my lovely audience in the Zoom chat, and thank you so much to everybody watching. Yeah. I'll be back later with some more bow tunes. Who's up next? We got Matt and Sumit. Your choice.
Let's fight over it, Sumit. Do you want to go?
Should we do it?
Yeah.
Should we do a should we do a rock paper scissors?
And do you rock paper scissors? We could do, couldn't we? Do you actually want to do that? Let's do it.
That'd be awesome. Here, wait. I'm gonna put it on the big screen real quick so everybody.
Oh yeah, I
can
can
see
do it. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay. Now, all right, I'll be the judge. Okay, so this is an open mic first, everybody. We've never had a rock paper scissors shoot on open mic before, so it's gonna be. I'm gonna do international rules. Rock paper scissors shoot. Okay. Is everybody cool with that?
I mean, well, I'm not played that game, so I don't know about it. But I know about this game. But just tell me how to.
I'm so ready for the rock paper scissors.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, maybe we can. Okay, let's have a little rock paper scissors open mic. First time ever on open mic. Rock.
I know what it is, but I don't know what to do.
Steal my beer.
So.
Oh, somebody's stealing my beer over here.
Oh no.
No, it's okay.
Beer thieves in the house.
Yeah, beer thieves in the house. Okay, so everybody, this is how we play rock paper scissors. So when you play rock paper scissors, this is very exciting. I used to teach this to all my classes. So you've got the rock, you've got the paper, flat hand. Does that work? Yeah, and the scissors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rock, paper,
and scissors.
Yeah.
So so in rock paper scissors, rock crushes the scissors, so rock wins against scissors. Scissors cut the paper, so scissors beat paper, and paper covers the rock, so paper beats rock. So when you're playing a game of rock, paper, scissors, you have to go rock, paper, scissors, and then on shoot, you throw out whatever you want to go to battle with. Your rock, your paper, your scissors. So
it's like you go 1, 2, and then you go, or you go 1.
I've seen in movies, but I've never done it. The thing is that
maybe me and Matt should do an example first.
No, it's okay.
You got it? Okay. All right. We'll do a practice round first. Let's do a practice.
This one just for practice.
This is just for practice.
Are we ready to meet?
Open mic democracy.
Hands at the ready.
Okay, are you ready?
You don't look ready.
Sumit, are you ready? You got to get in rock, paper, scissors position. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
All right.
I'll play too. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. No, oh, okay. Wait. So you play. So Matt, I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna go on the 4.
2, 3. That's how it always is. Okay.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. So everybody knows shoot. And then you shoot.
So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh shit! I always played it 1, 2. Shoot.
Oh really? That must be British rules.
All right.
Rock,
1,
paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, I got scissors.
Oh, he's killed us both.
Okay, so okay, but I'm not gonna put people through like a whole other set of boutique right now. Okay, so let's try. So maybe let's practice one more time.
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh shit! I did the.
Okay, maybe it's better. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, got it. We'll do that.
So you throw it out on the 4. Okay. 1,
Awesome
2, 3, 4. Okay, I did paper. Okay, so Sumit, you got scissors. Okay, cool. All right, now let's have a face-off between you two guys.
All right. You ready for this, Sumit?
All right, everybody out there, watch this.
Let's do it. 1.
Rock,
paper, scissors.
Shoot! Sumit won.
Right.
Yes. You won your first game of rock, paper, scissors. Congratulations.
Well, I've so far seen only in movies and YouTube videos.
You're living the dream, man.
Educational. Whoever says TV.
Okay, so Sumit, you're up next. And then we'll have some play a couple songs, man. You're more than welcome. Jam out, because we're the only people on the list today.
Oh, he's disappeared.
I will. We're gonna put you on the spotlight, okay?
Unmute.
There you go.
Well, I need my lyrics, so I need you. Hold on.
All right, I'll talk a little bit while you're. All right, everybody, this is your host Boutique once again in the studio. Don't forget, tonight we are fending off the apocalypse and trying to help out as best as we can by donating money, if you have any left, to the Bail Project, which is a fantastic project in the United States that gets people who are needlessly in jail because they can't pay to get out. So please donate, because there's all these unfortunate people sitting in jail right now, especially during the protests and demonstrations in the United States. So let's help them out. Come on, Norway, you can do this. You got money. All right, Sumit, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, the show is yours.
Hi everyone. I'll just sing like 2 Indian songs. Something to do.
Go, Sumit. Whoa.
Woo!
कैसा है ये मौसम कोई न जाने फिर क्यों है ये तन्हाई कैसी है ये रुसवाई गुम हो गए क्यों खो गए हम वो लम्हे वो रातें कोई न जाने ये कैसी बातें बरसाते वो भीगी भीगी यादें वो भीगी भीगी यादें वो
Whoa.
That was nice,
thank
man.
you. My next song is also an Indian song. Well, maybe I sung it before, but गुलाबी आंखें जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया संभालो मुझको ओ मेरे यारा संभलना मुश्किल हो गया दिल में मेरे ख्वाब थे तस्वीरें जैसे हो दीवार पे है क्यों हुआ तुझ पे फिदा आता है गुस्सा मुझे प्यार पे मैं लुट गया मैं कहीं का ना रहा ओ ससुरा ओ दिलवा बुरा ये जादू तेरी आंखों का ये मेरा कातिल हो गया गुलाबी आंखें जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया Yeah, thank you.
That was nice, man. I like these songs. I'm just curious. I meant to ask you this last time actually. Is that do these songs have some special meaning? Because I don't think it a lot of unless we have some people some India some what language is this in?
This is Hindi language. It's Indian.
In Hindi language, so unless we have some Hindi language listeners out there.
The song I just sang now, it is like it's a song like a love at first sight. So it's like this is a song like you saw a girl and like you fell in love, and but also so like singing to a girl, like looking at her eyes. So it's like which kind of, but it's like a very old song, like 30 years old song. But they did a lot of remakes now, so it became like a very popular again in India.
Yeah. This is what is, I think, amazing about music, because even if you can't really understand the lyrics literally, you kind of know what the song is about, because this is what I felt. I felt the song was about something like this, like some kind of strained love going on.
Yeah.
All right,
well,
great.
In Bollywood, they just make too many romantic movies with a lot of emotions, so they have like these songs and all going with the stories and different things.
But is this one that you like particular, or is this like a fairly famous song, or?
Yeah, like I normally learn a song if I like it too much, so I like it, so I learn.
But like, is this like a famous song too? Do a lot of people know this song?
Yeah, it's a popular one.
Cool, man. We need to have you market open mic to India, your friends back in India, because I feel like there's a lot of people over there.
Well, yeah, we should do like I don't know, Bollywood. I like not Bollywood, but it's the Indian music.
Oh yeah, bring it on,
man. The thing is, like, the music everywhere in the world is the same, so I just love music from wherever it is. So.
Cool. You got any more songs for us tonight? Or?
Yeah, I can sing one more song since we are just 3 people. So
yeah, go for it.
And this song is the opposite one. This song is like a guy who is heartbroken, remembering his old lover. You understand? Like the guy isn't totally in love with the girl, and something happens, and then so this is opposite thing.
Go for it.
ना जाने कब से उम्मीदें कुछ बाकी है, फिर भी तेरी याद क्यों आती है, ना जाने कब से, ना जाने कब से दूर जितना भी तुमसे पास तेरे मैं, अब तो आदत सी है मुझको ऐसे जीने में, जिंदगी से कोई सिकवा भी नहीं है, अब तो जिंदा हूँ मैं इस नीले आसमां में, सभी यादें हैं, सभी बातें हैं, मिटा दो उन्हें, भुला दो उन्हें, वाह वाह अब तो आदत सी है मुझको ऐसे जीने में।
Yowza!
Thank you.
That was nice, man. Thank you so much for jamming with us.
Welcome.
That was cool. I like your guitar. It sounds nice.
I think you've seen it. This one is like nice guitar.
Yeah. Is it a nylon string guitar?
No, it's like a solid body.
Oh, okay.
Solid, so like it's just sounds like the resonance is much better. I think when I
it's got a nice like deep sound.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think last time I brought it. I think you've seen it.
Cool, man. Well, feel free to stick around. I think Mr. Double Decker Matt, are you ready to play, or are you just hanging out?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Yes, Shamit, your guitar does have a really nice sound to it.
You can try it.
I'd love to. Is it not nylon stringed?
It's like a solid body guitar, so you get a big resonance. I would say like.
But with so it doesn't have nylon.
No.
Solid body, not nylon. Okay. Cool. That sounds good either way.
Nice. All right, coming up next, we've spoken to him before earlier today on the show. Well, I think we've spoken to everybody on the show now. He is here once again. Everybody, give it up for Double Decker Matt. Woo!
Thanks, guys.
All right,
We've got
here.
massive audience today, all clapping, cheering us all on.
Thank you for showing up to the. I think maybe the most hardcore open mic there's been. Cause it's
The privilege is mine, Boutique.
the privilege is mine.
Cool. Okay. I have a song for you called "Who Knows Bad Moon Rising." You all know Bad Moon Rising, don't you? Whoa! I'm gonna play that one. It's by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
CCR, brother.
CCR. Bear with me. I've not played it in a while, so if it's terrible, then it's terrible. I see the bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. So don't go around tonight, bound to take your life. There's bad moon on the rise. I hear hurricanes are blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I fear the rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Don't go around tonight, bound to take your life. There's bad moon on the rise. Hope you got your things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. So don't go around tonight, bound to take your life. There's bad moon on the rise. Don't go around tonight, bound to take your life. There's bad moon on the rise.
Brrrr.
Thank you very much.
Give it up, give it up.
Hello, Halvdan. I've just seen you've joined. Nice to see you.
Oh yeah, we got a Halvdan in the house. Wow, look at this party's getting started now.
Oh yeah. I play that song many times. I see a bad moon rising. Is it?
Glad to hear it.
Is it American?
You were playing it tonight, were you? I mean, I hope not.
No.
I once went to an open mic where those of you who've seen me play before will know that I have one or two favorite songs. One favorite song in particular that might have something about a double-decker bus in it.
Yes.
I remember I was at an open mic and I was telling one of the other guys who was going to play. He'd asked me, "Oh, what are you going to play?" And I was like, "Oh, I might play. I'm going to play There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. It's a really good song, one of my favorites." And would you believe it? The little bastard went up a few minutes later and he played There Is a Light That Never Goes Out.
No.
You can't do that, can you?
No, not especially not in the presence of Double Decker Matt.
No. It was like the only song I knew. Anyway, I've got another song for you here.
Woo!
Ready? This is the original is by King Harvest, I believe. I'm going to play Dancing in the Moonlight, but there've been many covers since. This is a cover of one of my favorite versions of Dancing in the Moonlight. I hope you like it as much as I like playing it. Trouble is these frets. All right, we'll be fine. When I passed you in the doorway, you took me with a glance. Should have took the last bus home, but I asked you for a dance. Now we go steady through the pictures. I always get chocolate stains on my pants. Mother says I'm going crazy. She says I'm living in a trance. I'm dancing in the moonlight. She's caught me in its spotlight. It's alright, moonlight. On this long, hot summer night. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the streets again. Disobeyed another warning. I should have been home by 10. And now I stay out till Sunday. I have to say I stayed with friends to have it worth coming. The means justified. Dancing in the moonlight. It's caught me in its spotlight. It's alright, moonlight. On this long, hot summer night. I'm walking home. Last bus is long gone. But I'm dancing.
Awesome.
Crowd went wild. Thank you very much.
One of my favorite Double Decker Matt songs. Really nice song. Is this like the same Dancing in the Moonlight that I think like Van Morrison covered, or
He might well have done. I've not heard the Van Morrison version.
King
Harvest.
King
like
Harvest? Yeah.
And Thin Lizzy did a version. I really, really like
Thin Lizzy, yeah. They've got this
It's a lot
nice
more-
like organ.
It's a lot more upbeat.
Yes. Okay. Nice.
And then obviously then later the Smashing Pumpkins did a version.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, it wasn't quite the happiest of songs. And I once found a cover of that many years ago, and actually when I was starting out playing guitar, and I really, really liked it. So that was one of the ones I ended up learning, and I still play it to this day. But it's a nice song.
So that's the Smashing Pumpkins version.
Basically, yeah. But it's a cover of that one. I saw a different cover. The lady's called The Brook. If you look her up on YouTube, you'll find it's very good.
Love it.
I've got another song for you.
Sure.
I've been I found another Italian artist that I quite like, whose name escapes me. Gazelle is his name. Anyway, well, this song is called Sayonara.
Sayonara.
I'm sure you're all familiar with the word.
So yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
I reserve the right to stop and change key at any point in the middle of the song. I've never tried playing it live, and I often find that the key never works. So, it's too low or something. So just bear with me.
That's what open mic's all about.
Quante cose che pensi quando non parli, però che noia decifrarti. Non mi va più di starmene qui con te e la tua amica scema che mi guarda mentre guardi fuori dal finestrino. Passa un bambino con una palla e dagli occhi neri di malinconia e poi la stessa mia. Non mi va più di scriverti un'altra stupida canzone, non mi va più di fare l'amore. Allora sayonara in questa notte amara, mi perderò, mi borderò, ci scriverò tuo nome in blu, poi scappo in tour. Con una trottola dentro al bar, bevi solo vodka gelata. La tua amica che parla col barman, spera di svoltarci qualcosa, ma questa noia qui non la cambierei mai. Per niente al mondo giuro non faccio come i tuoi occhi languidi di ipocondria, che poi la stessa mia. Non mi va più di scriverti un'altra stupida canzone, non mi va più di fare l'amore. Allora sayonara in questa notte amara, mi perderò, mi borderò, ci scriverò un nome in blu, poi scappo in tour. Ho passato una notte fantastica, eri sul tempo uguale di plastica, e adesso che restano i pezzi e basta, non so cosa farci. Riprendi di te, riprendi di te, riprendi di te, riprendi di te, riprendi di te. Allora sayonara in questa notte amara, mi perderò, mi borderò, ci scriverò tuo nome in blu, poi scappo in tour, allora sayonara in questa notte amara, mi perderò, mi borderò. plastica. Hai distrutto i miei cuori di plastica. E adesso che restano i pezzi e basta, non so cosa farci. Dipende di te. Dipende di te. Dipende di te.
Woo!
Thank you very much. That's all from me for now. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the open mic and your evening.
Yo, everybody give it up for Matt. Dude, that was awesome.
Thank you. Give it up for yourselves.
Give it up. We are here. We are here reporting live. All 4 people at open mic is going down. We got Boutique in the house. That's me. Sumit down there. Halvdan hanging out. Double decker Matt up there in the corner. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm fine.
We're holding it down. We're holding it down. We are holding it down big time. Halvdan, thanks for joining us here at midstream.
Oh, are we on YouTube?
We are on YouTube.
Oh, right.
YouTube's.
Yeah, no, it makes all 4 of us hanging out much more exciting to be live. Can you believe there are 7.5 billion people in the world, and there was only 6 people watching this right now?
Don't understand.
I have a lot of competitors.
I think you need more marketing, maybe. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
No, I do.
You're
Yeah, I
probably
do.
right.
Well, I mean, I would say feel like this week I was a little slacking. I tried to do some marketing, but it really is like if I invite people and then they invite people and they invite then we spread the word, then that's usually when the most people come. So usually it's always if we have somebody from Italy. This is what I've noticed. People from Italy, people from Spain, and people from Turkey. So far on this show, if they tell their friends and family that they're gonna be on this show, all of a sudden like we have like 50 people watching.
Yeah, that's true. That's strong community.
We can take a lesson from it, couldn't we?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what. There's a lot of lessons to be taken there, I guess. Anyways, so yeah, I think the lesson is we need to get more people from Italy and Turkey back on the show.
I think you're right.
Yeah, spicing it up.
Yeah, where is
So when are you gonna meet like face to face in the real world and stop the online stuff?
Yeah, that's a good question, Halvdan. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've thought about doing some outside stuff. I'm not fully convinced about this whole meeting at restaurants and stuff yet for coronavirus purposes. So I think I have a feeling it'll. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a good question. Because I mean,
But I mean, like just a recommendation a couple of years ago. No, last summer you did it in the park.
yes, that's on the table. That's up for discussion. We're thinking about that. I don't know. We're talking about maybe late June or late July, whenever people are around. So we have to organize that. It'll probably be organized about. The plans are there. We just need to know when to do it, and it'll probably be organized about 2 weeks in advance from whenever we do it.
But just consider it. I mean, like most people aren't going anywhere. I mean, going to Spain or Italy is like sort of out of the question for most people. And if Norwegians are to do some touring, that's going to be either in Oslo, or it's going to go to the mountains or up north. So I mean, more people in Oslo.
Yeah,
so more would come.
It's definitely a good point. Maybe we could even do it more often. You know what I mean? Like at least like maybe we could start doing it in the like having a picnic like we usually do. Like we've done twice in the past. Yeah, maybe.
I think that would be a big hit if we were able to do it in a sort of safe manner and stuff. I mean, last year it was a big hit. Loads of people came.
And, last year we had 60 people come.
I think that's
because I was in the park last weekend and it was just full of people. I'm like sitting everywhere. And this meetup group, and there was a virologist who came, and we were supposed to have like 1 meter's distance, and he said like, I'm an expert in this field, and he said it was like no chance, there's little possibility to actually.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it is. It is true that I think at this point, it's very little. Yeah, it is a very little chance.
So, open mic in the park could be a very good.
Yeah, that's a good point. We should think about that. It's a very good point. It's been thought about, and then it's been forgot about, and then now we're thinking about it again. So, yeah, we should.
So basically, what you're saying is that we have to remind you of organizing this, so you can promote more grants.
Yeah. So one day, Grands will be our sponsor.
Okay. I didn't hear that last word.
But yeah, no, but it's a good point. We should actually figure that out. What would be a good day to start doing that, and how to do that and stuff. I mean, to be honest, my biggest thing is that I'm a little concerned about, for example, people sharing instruments and people like sharing microphones. Maybe microphones isn't the biggest deal because we can put like a bag over the microphone or some shit like that. I'm worried more about people sharing instruments, so we may have to figure out just like, bring your own instrument or something.
I suppose if we brought hand sanitizer along, then maybe, we had this rule where everyone had to clean their hands before using the instrument.
That's true too. Yeah, that's a good point.
That might work.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this. And then I guess also then the other thing is, yeah, I mean, as long as we could like keep it like distance and stuff like that, I think we're getting to the point where stuff like that would probably be okay. It's not a bad idea.
I mean, like, consider it. My mom, she was a journalist, and she reads like all kind of statistics. And she said to me, like, how found like every year 9 million kids starves of starvation.
Oh yeah,
9 million.
Yeah.
So
the way you put it, it was
like 9 million death of starvation,
which is totally insane.
Yes.
That's the thing, actually. I find it a bit weird that so much less people died of coronavirus and more people die even from flu every year, and in Norway itself. So it's kind of, if you compare the numbers, it's a bit crazy that people are scared more from the coronavirus.
Yeah, although it doesn't mean we shouldn't worry about the coronavirus. I mean, the fact one thing is also very terrible and, a bigger problem in terms of deaths worldwide doesn't mean that coronavirus isn't something to... And coronavirus has the potential, though, doesn't it, to decimate loads of people? I mean, it has.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is that the thing that worries me the most about coronavirus, and this is not like no conspiracy theory or anything like that. This is just like something to think about, and I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this really. So, I mean, to think what kind of warning did our governments need to get, like all our governments around the world, what kind of warning did they need to get to almost collectively shut down the world? What kind of unpredictable thing were we dealing with, or are we dealing with that? Because I mean, the governments, like the healthcare systems and stuff, the health directorates and whatever, they get information and then they decide what they're going to tell us about, and they don't want to scare people too much and blah, blah, blah. And like every government's like reacting a bit differently, but it's all basically like, stay inside, stay away from each other, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, what was so scary they found out that, or how unpredictable was this that they decided to close everything down,
I mean, to some extent, there are lessons that we can learn from the past. And like when the Spanish flu appeared, it killed absolutely loads of people, like loads and loads and loads of people. And social distancing was a factor then as well, and it had an effect. I think it had a good it helped. Basically, they found that social distancing works. And then the thing is that when a new virus comes out, we don't know how deadly it is, and so it's a big risk to let it sort of spread uncontrolled. I mean, if we look at other viruses that could appear that have a death rate of like 50%, like Ebola, Ebola.
Yeah.
very infectious and has a death rate of 50% or something crazy like that. Like, if we have something like that, and we could well do in future, if we don't stop messing around with factory farming. Factory farming is one big breeding ground for viruses. There are other factors. Messing about with the environment also means that animals come into contact with other animals, other wild animals that they wouldn't normally be in contact with. Long story short, though, we're really playing with fire when it comes to animal agriculture. The warnings, we've had the warnings for ages, and we're just ignoring them. But
I just have like, if you're done.
Yeah.
I just like a sort of reflection. One, the first point is when it first started, there was all these various experts come with different opinions, because we have like one expert saying, okay, the government is completely overreacting. The other one is saying that we should take like more measures that we have done already. And you sort of discover that a lot of not fake information, but a lot of manipulative information. So you really know what is sort of reliable sources and what, and so on, which is creates a lot of uncertainty to who to trust, because if you have like two different opposing views from the expert system saying that the government is overacting, or there are other kind of diseases which kills much more people, that is of concern. So it shows within the sort of scientific community that, you know, they do not concur on everything, that there are sort of different belief systems in place. The other point I would say is the first couple of weeks when I was just like strolling through Oslo, it's just like our society is completely dependent on consumption. It is like, God, it's like profit. And there's jobs which are dependent that people spend money. I mean, like the tourist industry and so on, like bars and all kind of stuff.
It's destroyed, dude. It's destroyed.
So no, but I mean, like it just says like when you're shutting down society, it's like it shows that profit and consumption is what produces value in our society. So and then it sort of comes to the question: do you need all that kind of consumption to be happy? I mean, like you living the consumer life, so on. So you're like overusing resources in society, which you not necessarily need to overuse, right? And that was on display at the beginning of the coronavirus, and it sort of reflects back to a point. Do you need a lot of material wealth to be happy in a society as Norway or any other Western democracy, or what you want to call it? But what really sort of worries me is that it's a bit like Star Wars, you know, the Galactic Empire. You know, they give themselves emergency superpowers, and suddenly you're transforming a democracy into like a authoritarian society, and it's like suddenly you have like an emperor, which is really not good, and you can just you create like a state of exception of anything. So if you have like this crisis, you can have other crises, which also means that you can create these states of exception and give more emergency power to all these, you know, particularly if they're like conservative. I mean, like for example in Brazil, which, you know, where they want to bring more, they want to empower themselves with more military power. That sort of frightens me. And so you have like these two aspects. I mean, like uncertainty about the information of the disease, and the other one about consumption, and that you have this power buildup.
Oh yeah, this is a huge concern. I mean, this is what a lot of people are afraid of, is that, you know, there's evil powers in force. I mean, the where we need to get to is, I think, a place where we can work. I mean, the point of a government is a way to kind of organize people, like on a level that individuals have trouble organizing themselves. So we hand off our organizational abilities to kind of managers, and these managers are politicians. But unfortunately, most of our managers have sold out to a lot of businesses and corporations and money and stuff like that. And I mean, somehow in Norway and some of these European countries, you actually manage to get these, some things for the people. It's not perfect, and the politicians are definitely still sold out to a lot of things that are beyond the people. But I think where you see a really dire situation in the United States, because it's just very transparent how sold out the government is, and at the same time they use the lack of services for the people as a way to profit the most. So it's because I see here, I don't see too much authoritarianism going on here, or systemic abuse, of people, like you do in United States.
I think that we have trust in a public institution that you have.
Absolutely. And for good reason, because your public institutions here actually provide you with something. Like, I mean, I know it's not perfect, but they actually provide you with something, whereas like our public institutions aren't really providing us with much.
You have militias who are very distrustful.
Yeah, I mean, well, one thing is that in the United States we have distrust, but at the same time we also have dysfunction. Where here, I mean, definitely some people here, even myself, like I'm not a very trustworthy person of the government, but I trust a lot more here than I do there. You know what I mean? Because I see the results. You know what I mean? I see the results. I say, okay, I pay my taxes, I get healthcare. You see the results. I pay my taxes. Okay, they're building a very nice park outside my house right now. Stuff like this. But
I think, the trust thing is a big issue, because I think that's part of what you were saying, Halfdan, before about there's something you said that brought the thought to my mind. How a lot of people have seen we've seen other viruses appear in the newspapers and stuff, and I think a lot of people are now worried that these are all just things being manipulated. It's us being manipulated by the media in some way. I feel a bit like this time it's the boy who cried wolf, where from so many other scares that were actually, some of them were real scares. I think just that they didn't spread as far. The SARS, the SARS virus and the MERS and all these other things that have appeared in the past.
Yeah.
Foot and mouth disease and mad cow disease, stuff like that we grew up with. I think you've also got a generation of people who, because they've lived through a lot of that, and nothing real to them, nothing happened to them. I think you've got people who suddenly distrust anything that comes out in the media, anything the government talks about, even when they might be right, which is dangerous too.
Yeah, but the people that would be worried about it, that had bad experience with it, are unfortunately not with us anymore.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was the elephant in the room. Was, I'm sure that all these people that have been affected by it would have a very different view of it. But we do have a lot of people who are, come up with conspiracy theories and saying, oh, it's just an excuse to have us all under control. But it's good to be skeptical and be wary and stuff. But it's almost an insult, I think, to those that have been affected to sort of just completely,
Yeah, it's dismissive.
Yeah, there is a real risk. I think there are people that can take advantage of it. Like, there's real shit going on, and there will be people that try and use it in some way in their favor. But it doesn't mean that there isn't a risk, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
And on top of that, I mean, global cases are still going up. You know what I mean? So, and the potential for a flare up is high. You know what I mean? Because that's how these things work exponentially. So it's like yeah, maybe it's not a big deal right now. And actually, this is funny. This is how we. I think this is how we got into this conversation in the first place. Before we get back to the music, yeah, okay. So what's up with open mic? Like how, because the thing that I worry about, and I know that this is probably a long shot and it's very unlikely, but like if I decide to gather 50 people together to have like an open mic, and what if somebody there is carrying coronavirus, and then like 35 people at my open mic get infected, and then they pass it on to like a bunch of other people, and then yada yada yada. I mean, it's very unlikely, of course, but it would really suck if that happened, and I think that the problem is that I think that it seems like a long time right now, and I totally feel it. Like I feel like really like, oh man, like I would just love to like be back out on the bike tour and like be back to work and like all these I'd like to be hanging out barbecuing with all my friends and all this kind of stuff. But like, I mean, in reality, if this thing's still supposed to last a long time like they originally said, then we're just in the beginning of it. Like we're in the first quarter of like the basketball game right now, and it's like it's
Michael Jordan hasn't entered the pitch yet.
Yeah, where's Michael Jordan?
Nobody hasn't entered the pitch yet. So I mean, like, so the question is for which team is he playing? Is like humans or for the coronavirus?
Yeah, right. Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and I don't know, Michael Jackson. We Are the World. We need a We Are the World song too for like coronavirus.
Dude.
Where's that song? When's that coming? What month? Anyways, does anybody else want to play some music tonight?
Yeah, I can play some songs.
Play some songs, and then we'll go around if anybody else wants to play, and then we can get back into some more conversation. That's what open mic's all about. This is the open mic, and we open to talk about anything on open mic. And I might actually cut that segment and turn it into a little Progressives Abroad podcast, because it was pretty good actually. All right, everybody. Halvdan, so you're joining us.
Yeah.
I heard you were at a meeting.
Yeah, I have become member of, what do you call that in either American or English?
Boretslag. Oh, you are you a homeowner?
No, yeah. I have a flat, and we have, and then I don't know, what do you call boetslag?
It's like a community, like a housing community or something.
Yeah. So we have a board, and I have become a member of that community. So we had the first meeting.
Oh, exciting.
So now my responsibility is to be in contact with the plumber and the electrician.
Cool.
Wow. And that can be rather useful, actually. Knowing plumbers and electricians. I don't know any.
It is very useful. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, totally. You learn you learn about the inner workings of your building.
Yeah. We have what do you call it? Catacombs.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were actually used by the resistance during the war. I mean, like years ago. And they were hiding people down there from the Germans. So I would,
interesting.
I actually went down in the sewer and just had like a look. It's like insane.
Wow. Yeah. That sounds like a pretty cool meeting.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, maybe one day you can write a song about it.
Perhaps we can have like open mic from it.
Oh yeah.
In these pre-apocalyptic times that we seem to be living, it's not a bad thing, is it? That you're living by some catacombs. That's kind of cool.
Man, yeah, we need to check that out. We need to come check that out sometime. That sounds pretty cool.
All right.
I'm gonna give you the spotlight.
Thank you. The spotlight. All right. I'm gonna play some David Bowie. So I haven't prepared anything else. So here it goes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play some. I played it before, but I just love David Bowie, and so this is like one of my favorite songs, "China Girl." Woo! Saw the silence crashing. I'm a mess without a China girl. Wake up in the mornings where little China girl. I heard her eyes breathing loud as thunder. Saw the stars crashing down. I feel like tragic, like I'm out in random. When I look at the China girl, I couldn't tell that nothing really meant too much. When I look at my China girl, I step into time. It looks like right now. Reaching off the sweat stains about that's where it really wants. It's in the white of my eyes. What a China girl, you shouldn't mess with me. I wreck everything you are. I'll give you television, I'll give you eyes blue, I'll give you a man who wants to and when I get excited, the China girl said, oh baby, shut you down. She said, shh. 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 And she said, shh. My little China girl. My little China girl.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I love that cover of yours.
It's love playing. I don't know how many times I've been playing that song, but we started playing. I played in a cover band called Punk Freud.
Oh, cool.
The bassist, he was a mad fanatic or a huge supporter of, or a big fan of Frank Zappa.
Oh yeah.
And so he and I always thought that it was David Bowie who wrote that song because the pop song that he made, right?
Yeah.
And he said, this song is actually written by David. It's written by Iggy Pop together with David Bowie. Wow, I didn't know that. And always liked Iggy Pop. And when I discovered it was Iggy Pop, so we did the Iggy Pop version instead. When we first played in the band.
Because didn't they? I think I read once they lived together at one point in Berlin or something. I don't remember.
It was in Berlin. They were doing a lot of drugs.
Was it?
In Berlin, West Berlin.
So that's the place to do them.
Yeah, and because eventually, as I understood that, because the fame that Bowie harnessed when during the Ziggy Stardust, he was just living off cocaine and alcohol and everything in California, and then he just had to sober up, and that's why he went to Berlin.
Oh wow.
Sober up in Berlin. What a place to do it.
Berlin. And he didn't have like any money. So and that's where where he in Iggy Pop, he shared a flat with Iggy Pop.
Imagine trying to sober up and then meeting Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But they didn't have money. But I just seen a couple of interviews with David Bowie. Just like, I mean, like they had no money, and they actually went to Berlin and they invited other musicians, and the recording sessions was just a mess. And I think it's like Tony Vasconci, who has been like the producer, the record producer. He said that, you know, the original tapes, which they had recorded all the session with, just mixing them together was more or less impossible because the quality was so insanely bad because they've been using so much drugs when they were like recording it. So it was like a salvage or rescue mission, he said.
Wow.
That's a cool story.
That's basically what I read. But there is another song which I also thought was written. I thought it was written by Nirvana. You know, the man who's.
Ah, and it's not written by Nirvana.
No, David Bowie.
Oh, the man who sold the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but Nirvana does an amazing cover of The Man Who Sold the World on the 1992 MTV Unplugged.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was also Kurt Cobain's last concert.
Yeah, and I thought that was a Nirvana song, right?
I think a lot of people did, yeah.
Yeah, me included. And I just see the all the candles, and somebody said that it was his sort of graveyard party, goodbye party.
Oh, it's a great concert. That's great. Yeah.
But so I'm gonna try to play that song, see if it works. Normally I don't sing it. But anyway, so this is The Man Who Sold the World.
Cool.
Upon the stairs, he spoke of the ones and when, although I wasn't there, he said I wasn't surprised, which gave us that surprise. I spoke into his eyes, I thought you died alone a long time ago. I never lost control. Your face to face, the man solo. I laughed and shook his hand. I made back home. I searched for form and land. For years and years I rode. My God is the guy who said that all the people must have died alone a long, long time ago. Who knows? We never lost control. Face the man who sold the world. We never lost control. The man was so low.
David Bowie, everybody. David Bowie. Everybody give it up for Halvdan. Woo! Yowza! All right. Halvdan, are you planning on playing some more songs for us?
Yeah, well, if you want some.
Yeah, but I was just going to say, I don't know, do you have any control? Because your mic is peaking a little bit right now. I was wondering if you have any control over there. Peaking pretty hard.
No.
Huh, okay. I don't know why it's peaking so much. Interesting.
Peaking like being distorted?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just taking a check.
That sounds okay.
It was too much input.
Maybe. Yeah, play us an encore.
Okay.
If you please.
Well, I'm taking a third Bowie.
Yes. Bowie
3 or Bowie third or whatever. So I really want to do another song, and I'm gonna play Heroes. I will be king, and you'll be my queen. Though nothing will drive them away. We can just for one day. We can be heroes. Just for one day. And you can be me. And I'll drink all the time. 'Cause we're lovers, and that is a fact. Yes, we're lovers, that is a fact. Though nothing will keep us together, we can steal time just for one day. We can be heroes forever and ever. And I wish I could swim like the dolphins, like dolphins can swim. But nothing will keep us together. We can be forever and ever. We can be heroes just for one day. And I will be king, and you will be my queen.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Halvdan. Thank you very much.
Thank you for letting me perform on your wonderful show.
It's a wonderful show, but only because of people like you.
The question is this a radio show or a live stream or an open mic?
It's whatever you want it to be. It's like the boutique Halvdan and Matt radio show right now. Live show, live stream coming on through. Yeah, that's what's going down. Yeah, we still got a few viewers in there tonight. I think we'll close it up soon with a couple closing encore songs. How about that?
Sounds great.
Good.
You hanging in there, double decker Matt?
Sure am.
That's what's up. All right. Anything else anybody wants to play tonight, or should Boutique close it up?
My question is, have you been going on since 8 o'clock?
Yes.
So it's like only you three guys.
Somehow we did it. I don't know.
Maybe like at least 3 sets or something each.
I don't know actually what we've been doing this whole time.
Although, I mean, we didn't go. When did we go live?
We went live. We went live, I think, around 8:30 actually.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to get closing it up, or should we?
Yeah, I think I'll close it up. Then we can go to that. We can go to the after party.
One final thing. One of the reasons that I signed up for this open mic is because of the things that were happening in the States. Have you been talking about that?
Yes. Yes.
You missed out, man.
Oh, okay.
But we can talk about it though if you want, man.
No.
I mean, yeah, maybe you should come on my podcast tomorrow. We're gonna talk all about it on the Progressives Abroad podcast. But if you're not doing anything, I don't know what you're doing. But
Eating pizza and drinking beer.
Drinking beer. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, let's talk. Actually, that was the big motivation for tonight's show. Actually, was tonight's show we are nobody's really watching, so we didn't really collect any donations, unfortunately. We did really good last time for the Border Kindness, but this time I think people are a bit confused. We're trying to raise money to get people bailed out of jail right now, which sounds like a really bizarre thing. People say, why do you want to get people out of jail? And because in the United States, maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we have this ridiculous bail system. I don't think this exists in Norway. No, where, we have for-profit prison system. We've got the for-profit jail and court system. And there's literally tons of people sitting in jail all the time just because they don't have enough money to get it out. They will go have a very short, introductory, court meeting to set their real, court date. And the judge will just be like, you can leave jail, but you have to pay $10,000, And if they don't pay $10,000, then they just wait until they go to court, or they have to eventually. Well, I don't know. If you guys got time, maybe we should just watch this video I've been meaning to play. It kind of explains the whole process. All right, everybody, and then we can discuss it afterwards. Everybody, let's check out this short few-minute documentary clip from the Bail Project that we are supporting tonight. It is a pretty awesome video. It's just a couple minutes long, and it'll explain a lot about the bail process. So it's going to be on the YouTube channel, the live stream, so you can tune in from the live stream. So if you guys want, go head over to the live stream, turn up your volume, and check it out. I'll turn it on. Wait, where did Halvdan go?
We still see orange, so it must be there somewhere.
I'm still here.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna play this short documentary if you want to check out what the Bail Project is all about.
Yeah.
Here we go.
My understanding of time travel is like, it's mental. It's more of like having patience. You could go back into a moment, kind of like a daydream. You're taking time to go back. And then moving forward is when you're thinking ahead. Your memories are ahead of time. You're like, what I'm gonna do next? So you're moving forward in time. We all do it. We all got the capability, to time travel. It all started 2014, November. I had a little situation here in my building. I came to the aid of a friend. He was getting a ticket for having a beer. He was drinking. He was upset. I said, you know what? I'll calm you down. I went to go get him a cigarette. So I rode my bike to where they was located. The cop was just like, get out of here, move. So I got out the way,
Nice, man. Surviving like always. What you need, just trained up?
Yeah, I was just even it up.
Your cousin told me that you have some problems with the police, man.
Yeah. I was on bail for 2 years for riding a bike on the sidewalk.
Riding a bike?
Riding a bike.
Are you kidding me, brother?
I'm not kidding. Try to give me 6 months.
It's incredible, bro. Coquito, oiga, por manejar una bicicleta le querían dar 6 meses.
That happened in 2014.
2014, so it's 2 years.
They still got my bike locked up. I parked my bike and I'm sitting in front of the building on the steps. So I'm checking my phone and I see 4 feet, the officer and his partner. And he's like, let me get your ID. And I gave it to him. He didn't even look at the name or nothing. He just put it in his pocket, get on the wall. So now I'm standing up, I'm like, what did I do? You look at the ID, this is where I live. I asked him again, I said, what did I do? He called the 85, that means everybody come kick your ass. The whole precinct came. So like 20 cars. And I'm still trying to explain myself, I didn't do anything. Nobody came to talk. Everybody came to fight. Everybody came to grab me up, and I was just like, the cop is wrong and I ain't want to make him right by fighting. So I went, willfully. When everything was all said and done, I was charged with resisting arrest. I went to the arraignment. I seen the judge, and my bail was $500. That's a lot of money in my neighborhood, That's rent money. I said, look at my shoes. Do you think I can pay bail? I had holes in them. My lawyer was saying, do I have a job? Am I working? Do I have family? And I said, no, I have none. Adopted, it's just me and my daughter. And I cried a tear. They asked for bail that I didn't have, so now it's like I'm a hostage, So it's like, if you don't got the money, what you gonna take? Community service? What you gonna take? 6 months? That's how they had me. So I'm just like, yo, I'm stuck, I'm lost. I felt like they just put me in a box and shipped me away, and nobody knew. I wanted to call my daughter, but my mind was on dollars first. So my 2 phone calls, it was not to say, I love you. It was to call my friends to say, do you have any money? And then you talking to the officers and they got no respect for you because once you go past their doors, you're convicted already in their eyes. They're like, you're here, you're a criminal. The way I understand it, our bodies is like 95% water. And what water does, it flows. It has no set direction. So the same way water freezes, you could put it in, it'll take that form. You could put it in here, it'll take the form of this whole bucket, one big solid piece. So wherever you go, you gotta know how to change for the environment. And that's how humans are, we adapt. I'm in jail and it's the underworld, it's different, life is different. I seen fights, I seen violence, a lot of violence. days was going by, and I was just sitting there, and it's more of a mental game now. It's like you in a zoo. You behind these bars. They lock you up. I'm the animal in here. And the DA will come to you with like a steak. And you've been there 7 days, I didn't eat nothing. And they like, oh, you want this steak? Which is an offer, you know, plea deal. They say, you take this steak and you can leave. How long am I gonna hold on to my innocence? You know? How long am I gonna be like, you know, I wanna go home. So I was kind of helpless. Like I was really, really, really feeling like there's nobody here. I don't know what to do. You know, I'm thinking about my kid, how I'm gonna get back to her, because she has me. You know, I stay alive for her. And I heard my name over the loudspeaker. They was calling people for bail. And when I heard my name, that's like the happiest feeling in the world, because I'm thinking that nobody even knows I'm here. The Bronx Freedom Fund, they paid the bail, and that got me out. And got my life back going, you know, like it was. And I was just so happy because it was right before Thanksgiving. They giving me hope back in society. When somebody helps you and nobody else even thinking of you, you know? The case went on for 2 years and it was dropped. It was dismissed. But if I didn't get bailed out, I would have sacrificed my freedom. I'd have been like, you know what, I did it. Just give me the, you know, just to get out. They didn't take the bail off me, so that means that I'd have been locked up for 2 years. I don't know who has that much patience. At a time, you might break down, so. Without the Bronx Freedom Fund, I know I'd have had a case. I'd have had a record. I would have been wrong. I would have been guilty, just because of my finances. You know, where justice is supposed to be blind. That's how I see it.
All right, and we're back. So there you go. Bail kind of explained. Is everybody clear now? I know maybe not.
Well, basically telling the story that he doesn't have like any money to pay him out, and he's like stuck because of huge inequalities in the U.S. society.
Because he was riding his bike down the street.
It's crazy.
This is totally crazy. Totally insane. That's what bail is, everybody. I think there's only one other. I think one other country in the world I know that has bail is South Africa.
I think we use bail, and do we not use bail in the UK?
I don't think so. I haven't heard about it, at least. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was going to be another country in the world that's using bail. I guess it would be UK, but
it might just be a different. I mean, in the sense that maybe it's not a paid thing, but there is what's called bail, but maybe it's not a paid thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not widely used thing. It's a bizarre tradition that we have in the United States. So, and of course, why I mean, this is an important issue all the time, and there's a lot of documentaries about bail. But the whole reason that we are making this the theme of open mic today is because there's a lot of people back in the United States right now that are getting arrested, especially for peacefully protesting. Of course, there's people that aren't either, and that's a debatable issue, and we can talk about that. But I mean, for the most part, there's a lot of people that are being unjustly, like this man here who was just like riding his bike on the sidewalk. Can you imagine that? Riding your bike down on the sidewalk and you get arrested? Like, this is something that we do here all day long in Oslo. So you're riding your bike down the sidewalk, and nowadays people are like peacefully protesting, but they just get kind of swallowed up in the, you know, power struggle, and next thing you know, they're sitting in jail on bail.
Well, but I mean, like the one thing that I really don't understand is that your penal system is like massive, and it's like said that the United States is like one of the countries which have locked. No, I think that you have like 2 or 3 million imprisoned people, which is insanely high.
Mm-hmm. Probably more than that even.
But my point is that I just forget. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So your point is that it's pretty ridiculous that we have so many people incarcerated in the United States.
As a liberal democracy, putting so many people in prison, the total population of people who are in prison is much more higher than, say, in a dictatorship.
Yeah, like in China, for example.
For example, yes, and all the conditions in which people serve their penalties is much more severe, and that you have profit-based prisons.
Yeah.
And my question is, well, what does actually the bail fund?
It's a good question. That is a very good question. You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it funds anything, man. To me, it seems kind of like it's a ransom for your freedom. I don't. That's a really good question. We have to explore that some more. We need to explore that in a future episode. I don't know what that money funds. I mean, it probably goes into funding the courts, maybe, or I don't know. I'm not educated on that point. That's a good question. You stumped me. But no doubt about it. I mean, it doesn't seem to me. I mean, okay, I can understand if you need to pay like court fees or something like that. But I mean, can you believe that like some people like this guy? I mean, what's so sad about this guy's story in the video is that like he was on bail, or he was held in prison on bail for $500. It's not. If you talk about $500 in a place like Norway, most people are just like, oh, $500, like, you know, whatever. You know, this is stuff that almost any person, you know, I mean, Norway is a place that has the most expendable income in the world. But in the United States, $500 is more than what the average person has in savings. The average person, I think, has no more than $400 in savings in the United States. So, and that's the average person. You have to consider people like Jeff Bezos live in the United States, so he really offsets the average. So, I mean, it's a big problem that, you know, when you say, oh, $500, I mean, some people get on bail. Some people are charged with, this guy was charged with biking on the sidewalk. Some people are charged with murder or something like that. And I mean, which, you know, I don't know why you would get bail for that. You know what I mean? Like they're saying, oh, this guy might have murdered somebody. We're not sure. So we're going to put him in jail to wait for his court date. But he can get off on bail for $500,000. Like, why would we? I don't understand. Why would we let this person out? But at the same time, if they're not charged with anything, why are they in there? It just doesn't make any sense. And why do you need that $500,000? It's just a monetary wall. It's a monetary blockade to keep people from their freedom. It's pretty crazy. Doesn't make any sense.
It's insane.
It's really insane. Really, really crazy. Anyways, we can talk more about this. I think I'm going to wrap up the live stream for today.
All right.
Yep. I'm going to wrap up the live stream, play one more boutique song, and then we'll get out of here. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
That's good.
We'll be back next week in some form or another, maybe in person or maybe online, or I don't know, maybe you'll see us throughout the week. It's been a very interesting open mic tonight.
It's been different, hasn't it?
It's been a different open mic tonight.
I think it's an important issue which have been raised because it's like systematic racism in your country.
Yeah.
And I mean, like the color of your skin is obviously you're a target for being systematically abused, and it seems like if you have a different color, you have the potential you can be killed by a public authority, a public institution in which we should trust. And it's
Absolutely.
not the case.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
so, and I think it's really horrible that it's been going on for so long.
Yeah, no, and I mean it's important. Actually, now I don't really want to play a song. I want to continue this for a second. So like, I mean, it is like insane, dude. And I mean, and this is why a lot of people feel really confronted when we talk about the issue of like white privilege and stuff like that. But I mean, it's very basic. What people don't understand, people that are a bit like, I understand at first people, anytime you learn something new, you're like, whoa, like, I don't know about that. Okay, that's understandable. But, if you get a bit more nuanced about it, like, I mean, it's actually not so nuanced. It's that, I mean, people are judged on it's all about first impressions, right? People are judged on first impressions. People are judged on a surface level when you first meet them. You say, oh, this person, Boutique's got long hair and wears sunglasses, like he must be this kind of guy, and like, oh, Halvdan likes to wear orange shirts, he must be this kind of guy, so could you imagine a life where you can't take off your skin, you know what I mean? And that's what black people of color, like whatever we want to say, that's what they're dealing with, you know what I mean? And what's really crazy in the United States is that we have the added bonus of or negative loss, whatever we want to call it. We have the added history of the fact that fucking people were taken from Africa 400 or 500 years ago against their will to come build America. I mean, America was built on the backs of African people stolen from their land to come in and build the land in the United States. I mean, it's insane, And so, I mean, in the DNA of America, like in the DNA of American history, like it is covered in the efforts of African people against their will, and still and this is why it's like really embedded in like systemic racism, is because we are just, still to this day, people are being judged by the color of their skin and not just like by being human. So it's really crazy in America. That's what's happening right now. It's crazy. That's what's happening.
It's crazy.
It's really crazy, yeah. And I mean, of course, I mean, there's similar histories in Europe, and it's all just products of colonialism and
UK, Spain, Portugal, Netherlands.
Yeah.
Racism happens in many places.
Yes.
Particularly which have transpired in the US, where an Afro-American has been killed. And the way that American authorities are dealing with this is, in particular, your president, who is using military force on many different levels, and see this as some sort of entertainment, and has absolutely no empathy for people who are marginalized or deprived in the US society, is completely horrendous. And the other day, I think that there was an editorial in The Guardian that sort of summed up what, and particularly, Trump is. He is a destroyer. And he's a destroyer and he will just make it completely worse. And so it seems like when you have elected this character who treats this as a reality show, he doesn't actually sort of comprehend the magnitude of using force against his own people, and and in particular and that's that rage which is happening at different places in the U.S. and which obviously is spreading to other places where there are a lot of demonstration, is going to set other things in motion, and it's and in addition to when you have the coronavirus in it too,
it's the double down.
You have two serious problem. You have like two, and it you cannot. My worry is that I mean, like my worry about your. I'm not worried. I like the U.S. I grew up there, but there is something about the culture for guns in your country, which needs to be addressed, and these militias, which sort of dress up with military guns, and in particular when you have your president sympathizing with them, saying they're nice people, and go out and talk with them, and it doesn't actually. It is not good.
Well, I mean, and dude, you bring up a lot of really good points, and I think that there's this idea that, and I agree with this idea. I mean, we have to back it up a second. So we have to remember, Trump is it's very scary that Trump is the man in charge right now, that he is the president. But we have to remember a couple things. That number one, Trump himself, like as an individual, is a product of his environment, So he there's something in his being that came from America. So he's a symptom of all of these problems. And another thing we got to remember is that people elected him, and it's shameful that such a disgusting man, like such a horrible human being, like people would elect him. He didn't make it on his own. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe he had some great marketing behind him, or maybe he had some great propagandists and stuff like that. But I mean, people drank that Kool-Aid. Like, they love that shit. You know what I mean? And I myself, like, a lot of people were very skeptical of Trump until the last minute. They're like, oh no, he's not gonna win. I knew people that were sitting out. They weren't voting because they didn't want to vote for Hillary or Trump, and yada yada. They're like, oh, it's not gonna matter. Vote's not gonna matter anyways. And I don't know. I was sitting there quite early on in 2015, before the 2016 election, saying, man, people gonna love this shit. I saw him coming down the fucking golden elevator. I saw him talking shit about Mexican people and Rosie O'Donnell and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, because I know people. I have people like people I'm close with, like people I know, people I've been around that talk like that too. So I'm not saying everybody in America is like that, but there's a significant portion of people in America that are on the same page as Trump, So he is a product of support, and he's a product of the culture, and that's really what needs to be addressed, because Trump himself I know he's got some smart people behind him, and I know he's lived quite a successful life, but it's really not all about him. And I think also point two is like why we call it systemic racism is kind of related to, for example, a lot of what the bail system is about. The bail system is built upon profiting off of unfortunate people in unfortunate circumstances and basically holding them hostage for their money. And it's very easy in American society, because of racism and because of our history and because of the way that people are perceived on a surface level, to profit off of the misfortune of, for example, a lot of people, but particularly African American people who happen to be in that position where they get stopped by a cop and then sent to jail for some ridiculous reason, like riding your bike on the side of the street. So that's why, this is why it's like systemic, because there's a system behind it. It's not just because people are racist, that we have this like capitalist system where businesses, counties, governments, whatever, can take advantage of the system, that the profit system, and where that meets with the system of like racism, So this is the point. It's really and it's so the problem is that it's so nuanced. Actually, like what we're talking about, people aren't talking about daily on the street. You know what I mean? Like people are just like, I got to go to work. I don't understand. Blah blah blah. I'm racist. I live in a world of stereotypes. Blah blah blah. But they don't actually think about the deeper inner workings of what's happening here, and it's very nefarious and it's very complicated in a lot of ways, and it's hard to address. You know. But on the surface level, we're addressing three major things. We're addressing number one, coronavirus. So we're addressing the healthcare system and the failures of the healthcare system. No, actually, four things. Number two, we're addressing the social safety net, the inability for the government in the United States to provide social assistance in the way of like unemployment payments during a crisis, no matter what the crisis is, because there'll be more crises in the future. And unlike here with like the NOV system and stuff like that, like in here it's difficult. They're not allowed to. And then then we're talking about, of course, the racism problem, which is overarching through many generations. And then what you alluded to coming up next, what we're gonna find a reoccurring problem in the United States, but we're going to find there's going to be a big problems with guns. We've already started to see it. Militias riding around, patrolling during curfews in the middle of the night with all of their fucking machine guns. Just, man, those militias, those organized groups of what I would consider like insurgent terrorist groups of these like, people rolling around in pickup trucks with like AK-47s and stuff. Or I'm sorry, I don't know the names of the guns. I'm not into guns. AR-15s, dude. Get ready for next weekend. I'm scared to see what happens. I'm really scared.
Bowling for Columbine summarizes all of this. It's like
it was like 20 years ago already. Yeah, it summarized all of it.
Do you think it is like any different now? I mean, like
it's worse.
Yeah, but I mean, like your culture for weapons, which is either has it's not domesticated, but it's a domestic tradition. It's a public tradition. We have the National Rifle Association and so on, and the sort of circulation of guns in your country. And since you also are a very powerful, I mean, like the armed forces, the U.S. armed forces is vast, and you really need to address. I think that many Americans are very concerned about your culture for guns and the rights that you have, and it creates many additional challenges for your society. And when you see that one of these branches of the state, which is supposed to protect and serve, are misusing it. And I was also surprised to learn about that the training of police officers is so very short. I thought,
yes.
And I thought I was actually shocked when I see it's like you just like go. I don't know what the recruiting policy is, but it seems like you only spend like 3 or 4 months on the school bench, and then you're allowed to patrolling the streets. Well, in comparison to other Western countries, I would say, I don't know how it's in the UK, but in our country, you spend at least like 3 years, and it's a part of a bachelor degree before you become a police officer. So,
yeah, I mean, I know here in Norway, right? Don't you have to go to school for like 3 years?
Yeah, it's about a few years.
Yeah, I mean, man, I'll tell you what. I feel like Norway is one of the only places I've ever lived where I'm not worried about the police. I don't know if I know that sounds very like
you don't see the police in the streets.
Yeah, I don't see them. That's the thing. Like I don't know what they're up to, and I've seen some TV shows. My only real experience of police in Norway is some TV show where I was watching. It was kind of like Cops of Norway. I don't know. This was a few years ago, and they would like pick up drunk people and like bring them back to their homes. Do you know what I'm talking about? I mean,
gentle bouncers or something.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that much about it, so I don't want to like. If anybody's out there listening right now, I don't want to like sound like the police in Norway aren't up to no good. Like, because in general, my problem with police, because I've had some bad experiences. I've had mostly bad experiences with police in my lifetime, and that's been in various countries. Has been that they have the power, and that's the problem in general with police, is that they have the power, you do not. You know, but I haven't had any bad experiences here. Of course, that's not to say other people haven't. You know what I mean? I've had bad experiences with police in Germany and Korea, and especially in the United States. But so far not in Norway. So I've had bad experiences with Norwegian people who think that I'm up to no good, but that's a different story. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's some famous stories. I don't know. I'd be interested if people in the comments would share some stories, because I definitely don't trust anybody with that much power. But to me, but I really don't see them anywhere around here. I rarely see police in the streets. So it's interesting. It's different culture.
Double Decker Mac, do you have anything to add to the conversation?
No, I'm just sat here absorbing it, thinking about it. I was trying to think about my experience with the police in Norway, for example. I mean, in Spain, I've not seen, because I lived in Spain before. I mean, I don't remember. I mean, I never had any trouble with the police, but I've not had trouble with the police in general anyway. So I'm one of the lucky ones.
You're such a nice guy.
Exactly. The police are like, oh, what are we going to say to this fella? No, but it doesn't mean that there aren't problems. A lot of people in Spain have, I mean, you've seen issues on the telly, haven't you, with sort of what's going on in Catalonia and stuff.
Yeah.
There have been issues there with police brutality and stuff. And so, yeah, it happens. Here in Norway, I don't know, you know, again, I'm not seeing too much of it here either, so I don't know. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but I've not seen any of it, so.
The only the police in Norway are of course criticized, and they were significantly criticizing during the massacre at Utøya. They were completely incapacitated, and when Behring Breivik was killing people at Utøya, the police didn't actually react, and when they arrived at the crime site, they started to actually what do you call it? Controlling traffic instead of taking themselves out to the island where the killing was happening. So there was a lot of criticism after the terrorist attack, which sort of criticized the police for being not able. They could respond much more quickly and avoided all of the killing and so on.
Shit. I actually had no idea on how the police actually responded to it. I didn't really know quite how it happened from their side of things.
Yeah, I know that there was definitely, from what I understand, there was definitely a delayed response. Like it was a very fumbled response. And I have to say now, if that happened in the United States, I don't think it would have turned out that way. I mean, I think that there would have been more intel. There would have been more there would be more interception. But you never know. You never know. I mean, who really cares to say? It was I mean, what, cuz it was a pretty terrible thing. What happened? I mean, he ended up, he had a fake police uniform on, right? And
besides for that, I think that the Norwegian police enjoys great sort of public trust to a certain extent.
Yeah.
When you see them, normally is on Fridays and Saturdays when people are drunk. That's when you see the police in the streets, and they respond to calls. But the other major challenge that the police has been criticized for, which is not the fault of the police, but is more like a political decision, is to centralize the regional branches of the police force. So it means that if there is like a happening somewhere, it will take them a couple of hours to actually reach the site where people need help. And that's because of centralization in the regions, and they think that's more effective. And the police have, of course, gone against that kind of sort of government control of how exercising their and their operations and so on.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall it's more of like a cultural thing, right? I mean, I don't know how if they would be if they would actually be more prepared for something like that now. I'm sure they've gone through more training and stuff like that, but I mean, overall they just don't. I mean, okay, for example, bringing it back to guns, because you were saying like gun culture is a big problem in the United States. This creates, so like in Norway, like you don't have all of this unnecessary tension. Like I think things are usually a lot more straightforward. You know what I mean? Like things like, oh, here's a drunk person. Okay, like I'm gonna grab this drunk person and I'm gonna put them in my car and I will take them back to their house or whatever. But in the United States, everybody is allowed to have a gun. So no matter what, it's like, well, he might have a gun, so I need to have a gun. And I need to have a gun because he might have a gun. And he might be worried about if I have a gun, so we both have guns. We might have guns. Who knows what's going to happen? And a person can just put their hand in their pocket and a cop could say, well, I thought he had a gun. I thought he was going to shoot me. Dude, I have had experience, like seriously, everybody who's listening, take my advice. Okay? I've had experiences in the United States where I've had cops point guns at me. I've never owned a gun in my life. I fucking hate guns. Okay? Point guns at me while I'm reaching for my license because they asked me for my license. So, wow. Yeah. And they asked me for my license over something stupid like I had a tail light out, So it's like, I mean, I've had cops point guns at me on a few situations. You know what I mean? Another time was when I was walking my dog. I was walking my dog at night. Some cop just steps out of his car and points his gun at me and my friends as we were walking my dog in kind of like a dark park, a dimly lit park, and we were like, sorry officer, like we're just walking our dog right now, and they're like, oh well, somebody like reported that like there's something going on around here. And I'm like, well, we just live in this neighborhood. Like, we're just walking our dog. Like the dumbest reasons you will get guns pulled on you in the United States. And it's all because of this. I'm a cop. I've got the power. You're a person who's not a cop, but you also might have a gun. It's this catch-22, round and round. It never ends. It's this cycle of paranoia. And for me, this is the worst thing about like the Second Amendment and having guns in the United States, is that it creates this circle of paranoia, and that is really the key element, I think, in a lot of shootings. Like a lot of the reasons why cops freak out and shoot people, a lot of the reasons why people freak out and shoot other people who just like happen to be walking on their property. And then of course, if you're allowed to have guns and you've got a nation of crazy people, a nation of people who don't, I mean, not everybody's crazy, but you have a nation of a lot of people who have no health care or are underinsured. They don't have access to mental health. You're in a system where you don't have a lot of support from the government, from your fellow Americans when it comes to like a safety net. You're constantly in fear of losing your job. You're constantly in fear of losing your health insurance. You've got all this stress going on, this added stress that you don't feel in like a place like where you have social kind of like democratic socialism. And then on top of that, let's throw some guns in there. Yeah, just go grab yourself a gun to protect yourself from all the other crazy people that might have guns. And then one day you just feel like going crazy, and then you go shoot a bunch of people. You know, it's fucked up.
I mean, like, you have this website which is run by people in San Francisco, which is called Boing Boing. They post a lot of the sort of internet stuff and other kind of strange stuff, and they have like a lot of social commentaries. And there was a couple of stories that I posted a year ago about random killing in Alaska, where people truck drivers had guns in their trucks, and
Yes.
and because they were like angry on, you know, somebody was doing some bad maneuvers in the traffic, they would actually stop them, and they would kill other people. So there was actually a lot of civilian killing amongst truck drivers in Alaska, and you know, that's, you know, people, when there's a culture for having guns, it also sort of legitimizes a culture for giving yourself emergency power that you can become the law yourself, right?
Yeah.
And you're taking this law out in the traffic in Alaska, where when you're being like passed by a bike, or you're like angry at a pedestrian or whatever, you kill them, basically.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of like where I'm from in Florida, you can just like kill someone with a gun, or you can just kill someone however you want, if they're on your property. Like, I have to like really laugh at the great irony of this. Like me, like okay, so I came to Norway to study friluftsliv. I have a master's degree in friluftsliv, and one of the like key elements of friluftsliv is allemansretten, the freedom to roam. And one of the key laws of allemansretten is the fact that you can be anywhere in the marca, and you can be on a farm as long as you're like 150 meters away from someone's house and stuff like this. You can like sleep on a farmer's land and stuff. And in United States, you can shoot someone to death if they're walking on your on your yard. This is just insane how opposite world we live in, you know? It's crazy. You can do that. You can just shoot people for coming on your property, because you can say they came on my property and I felt like my life was threatened and I had to kill them. And you're in your legal right. No court is gonna charge you on that. You should.
Yeah, and then help me God.
Yeah, and that's where it comes in, because there's been a lot of cases, some famous cases in my state where just normal people walking down the street. Normal people walk down the street every day and step on other people's property, but who gets shot? It's usually African Americans getting shot. It's crazy. Crazy shit.
Random violence, basically.
Random violence. Anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap this up for today, because I need to go to sleep. But on the plus side, I think that I might edit this and turn part of this into a Progressives Abroad audio podcast, because we had a pretty good discussion. So if you're cool with that.
Sounds good.
But hey guys, but yeah, we should do this again soon. Actually, I'm gonna go live again tomorrow if anybody wants to hop in the stream. Thanks for coming on the show today, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Open Mic Oslo. And I mean, we can stick around for a few minutes to follow up in the after party, but definitely a unique Open Mic Oslo tonight. We've had a lot of interesting discussion about current events. I mean, hey man, the mic is open. No matter what you want to talk about, what you want to sing, what you want to perform. And I really enjoyed this tonight. Thanks, guys, for coming on the show. And thanks to Sumit for coming in earlier. I know he went to nap time, I think.